Yes, about the vision and I think that there are ends and means and steps, how do you use the means to the steps to get to the ends that you want to achieve. Out of our understanding of Islam, what the scholars, for example, the Juwayni, and then his student Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, and then the students of both of them is Shatibi. They extracted something which is a horizontal and vertical kind of framework by saying, look, what Islam is all about, the higher objectives are al-aql, al-din, wal-nafs, wal-aql, that you have to protect your religion, you have to protect your mind, you have to protect your personal integrity and things like that. And they are putting it as the highest objective. I would say that this could be something that up to now, if you listen to what is said by all the people who are referring to al-maqasidiyun, is they are always referring to this. I think that today, if you look at the world the way it is, it's not enough. It's too broad to be implementable. So you have to be more specific, what do we want to achieve. I'm proposing a framework in the book by having much more, for example, much more level. The highest are protecting a deen wal maslaha, and then that we have to protect peace, and that we have to protect life and nature and peace. Why am I adding now nature? Because the state of affairs is telling us that if you don't protect nature today, you are going to destroy the whole humanity. So it became, out of our own historical experience, something which is already in the text, but we haven't seen it in the text because we didn't face the problem. So some of our objectives are coming with history because we now are facing the problem of nature, water, and all this. So the text is telling us about creation. The text is showing us that. So we take this and now we add to it. Maybe in 50 years we may have other dimensions, but this is the better understanding of the ends. Some of them are not going to change. You know, for example, protecting a deen or protecting a family. You know, this is something which is quite important. Whatever is your society, whatever is your philosophy, of your political philosophy on the left or on the right, in Islam there is something which is protection of the family as a principle. So you need to have this kind of one of the high objectives. So some of them are changing, and some of them are always there. So we have to put them as something which are our objectives. And then what we have to do is to think about how do we change the world? What are our means to change the world? And what is our applied ethics as Muslims to come and to change the world in that direction, just to achieve this, or to become closer to that. So this is a process of getting the ends and shaping the methodology. And the methodology should come from scholars of the text and the context together, as it's done in medicine. And quickly about what you are saying, I think that you understood my talk, because it's exactly what I was saying. We completely agree on this. You're saying, if you don't know where we go, this is what you said, where to go. This is exactly what I'm saying. I was not in all my talk blaming the West for anything. The book, by the way, the whole book is really about our responsibility to understand our problems from within and to come with a framework to clarify the picture and to know which kind of vision do we have. But, you know, it's very good to have a global vision like this and say we want a better world. Now we have to be more specific or more specialized. The Muslims are lacking professionalism and specialization. We have very nice, you know, thoughts. We want justice. We want dignity. But when it comes to implement this, what are the steps? You know, if, for example, I give you are a scholar in your university, I can give you a neighborhood where there is drugs and tell me, okay, you know what? In 2 years, I don't want anyone to be drug addict here. Go. You can come with the Quran and not knowing what is the strategy, because it's very difficult to deal with drug addicts. Very difficult. It's about psychology, it's about weaknesses. One day they are good, 3 days they are bad. Very difficult. So we need people to come with specifics here, to be serious about this. This is a very serious matter. When, for example, I was in Mauritius and that they were telling me we are dealing with people having AIDS and drugs, and they are dealing with this. We go to the mosque, we ask the scholars, they don't answer. They don't want even to talk about this. They don't want to talk about incest. They don't want to talk about domestic violence. They don't want to talk about AIDS. And they want to change the world. I said, we have the solution. We have the solution. The solution is not to talk about the problems. Well, we all know that this is happening in Muslim families. This is happening with Muslim families. So this is something which is really, when you have, I'm dealing with Muslims coming to me now telling me, you know what is happening with my father, what he's doing to me, he prays 5 times a day and he's touching me, what should I do? I say, Insha'Allah, tawakkali ala Allah. How do you deal with this? Where are the people? Or to say, you know what, we are also very quick on this. We need a ruqya. There is a jinn in the house. We go from the state of denial to a state of superstition. I think that this is what I mean. This is exactly what you say. It's a vision, but it has to be very specific. We have to be very serious. And this is why my point here is really to say, if the community, the Muslims are not going to be involved in this, and please, we don't have to victimize ourselves by saying it's the West. We have all the means we need to do better than we are doing. We have them. The potential is here, the resource. We have the community where you cannot have a community. The most practicing religion now in the world is the Islamic religion, the Muslims. And Islam is the more practiced. What we want is the quality now. It's not the number. In fact, we need both. Quality and the number.
I think we can take 2 questions.